not raise your voice, but it's important to show good understanding. So even when you say the nation wants to know, the nation will still know. Good evening once again, and welcome to the Tug of Words hosted by Kolkata Toastmasters Club. Let's have a huge round of virtual applause for each and every one of us. Thank you so much. So tonight, the house is debating on whether or not memes should be banned. What's your stand? We'll definitely find it out. But before that, should memes be banned? That's the topic for the day. And to introduce the general rules of the ground, we have two teams, each team having 4 members. They are divided into Team A and Team N. Team A would be speaking for the motion. Team N would be speaking against the motion. Team A is being headed by Toastmaster Naren, while Team N is being led by Toastmaster Anisha Agarwal. So the pattern of the speakers would be something like this. I request the judges to note. We would start off with A1, followed by N1. I repeat, we would start off with A1, followed by N1, after which we shall have N2 to combat and refute A1. After which we will have speaker A2 to combat N1, followed by N3, then comes A3, and last N4, and the last speaker for the day would be A4. Now, to note, A1 and N1 speakers for the evening will have 3 minutes to speak, the like of which will be elaborated by the timer. However, A2, N2, A3, N3 will have 2 minutes to speak with a grace period of 30 seconds on the upper hand, and A4 speakers and N4 speaker will also have 3 minutes to present their viewpoints. However, it is to be noted that A1 and N1 speakers will put in their introductory points and constructive arguments. It is expected that A2, that the second and third speakers on both the sides, they do not present constructive arguments, but their main focus will be to refute ideas. The last speaker from both the teams would be requested to refute a couple of ideas, but the main focus has to be summarizing the entire argument rather than putting too much focus on refuting points. I call upon the timer of the evening, Rahul, to elaborate the timings.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gurpreet, and good evening to one and all present here. Well, the first speaker and the final speaker for both the teams have 3 minutes and a 30-second grace period on the upper hand. So I will be flashing, the cards are going to be flashed only. So let me just share my screen. Yes, so as you all can see, the card that is being flashed is going to be gray while the speaker hasn't reached their time range. And as soon as they reach 2 minutes, that is for the first and the fourth speaker, the green card will be shown. Once they reach 2 minutes 30 seconds, the yellow card, and finally once they reach 3 minutes, the red card is going to be shown. This is for the first and fourth speaker, and for the second and third speaker for both the teams are going to have 2 minutes only and 30 minutes on the upper hand. So similarly, the gray card is going to be there once they are not in their time range. At the end of minimum time, I'll flash the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll be flashing the yellow card, and then at the end of 2 minutes, I'll be flashing the red card. And after every speaker is done speaking, there is going to be a grace time of 1 minute for the judges to mark their ballots, and I'll be indicating that 1 minute by showing the red card. So back to you, Toastmaster Gurpreet. Moderator Gurpreet, sorry.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rahul. Now, with that, saying that, hold your breath because the ride is about to begin. Judging from the faces of the participants that I can see on the screen, it seems they are literally cursing me. Gurpreet, enough is enough. Let's get moving. Let's just start the debate. And as I say this, Toastmaster Kirti is already nodding her head. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, should memes be banned? First speaker on stage, speaking for the motion, Toastmaster Anirban.
Good evening, one and all present here. You know, the theory says memes are an image, video, piece of text, typically humorous in nature, that is copied and spread rapidly by internet users, often with slight variations. Memes have taken over the world in this era of the internet. We share hundreds of memes on a regular basis. But the truth is that in the shades of its humorous nature, memes have become a medium for toxic people to spread hate online. Memes have destroyed careers, ended lives, and it didn't only stop there. They made memes out of those too. Serious topics have become a matter of joke in the era of memes. There are memes on the death of famous people like Kobe Bryant, Sushant Singh Rajput, and many more. There are memes on disasters that has happened like 9/11 because memes are used to make fun out of serious matters. People cannot realize the border between being sarcastic and being offensive anymore. People often make sexist, racist, homophobic memes and it gets viral crazily. All because memes infringe the copyright law. That means that anyone can use any pictures or videos of anyone or anything and use it as they like. Use it for their personal agenda. Anyone can make and post memes about anything. They don't realize the consequences of that one post. Trolling is the word used when people make memes on a particular person. It gets viral like fire. Everyone laughs. But what about the person it was made on? Do you have any idea how much mental trauma they face? How it affects their mental health? Think about if the photo was of you. Take time offline to consider how would you feel if you were turned into a meme. Draw from your own experiences. Everyone has bad days. Would you want yours to go viral? Memes are very often used to spread hate against particular person, community, or religion. Take example on the recent riots on Bangalore last month. It happened solely because of a derogatory meme against a particular religion, and that's just one example. Memes are biased. They have so much political influence in them. Many politicians use memes in their election campaigns to gain more attraction and to also defame their opponents. Memes are full of fake news. Over the years, it has destroyed the reputations of many companies, many businesses because of the copyright infringements. Companies like Shutterstock, which sells images, and also the freelance photographers face a huge loss because their pictures are being reused multiple times without giving them any credit. There is so much sexism and misogyny in the meme culture. The focus is on the extent to which such humor encodes sexist ideologies and its prevalence. Ladies and gentlemen, a TV news channel or a newspaper might only reach a few million, but a viral meme, it reaches billions. And not all audiences in the internet are matured. And they believe whatever they see on the memes. Do you have any idea how it's going to affect those young minds? Because of the viral nature of memes, they are absolutely uncontrollable. Not only it infringe all copyright laws, it is also full of personal and political influence, toxicity and hate, and full of misleading content. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, memes should absolutely be banned. Over to you.
Okay, great. We'll maintain 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. Now we move on to the first speaker of N1, that is Toastmaster Anisha.
Good evening, everyone. Elon Musk, the visionary entrepreneur, perfectly captures the playfulness and self deprecating sarcasm inherent in memes when he says, "Who controls the memes controls the universe." A meme is a graphical or textual representation of the thoughts or feelings of a specific audience. Memes are a worldwide social phenomenon and an increasingly important aspect of viral marketing and social engagement. Binod is a very recent viral meme. A YouTuber commented on a video with the single word Binod, and the comment went viral. And people just started using randomly in places where it was not needed at all, just for fun. KTM joined the bandwagon and changed their name to Binod to engage the meme cultured audiences. In 2018, social media trolls started posting memes about Radhika Apte being a part of almost all the Indian content that Netflix has. Netflix capitalized on this by posting a meme of a new web series of Omnipresent that was completely directed, produced, and casted by Radhika Apte with the tagline, "For every role, Radhika apt hai." This is another classic example of meme marketing. Memes elicit better reactions from audiences because they are tailored for social media. People naturally share memes as part of their online experience, so they're a great way to improve engagement. Most internet users spend around 100 minutes a day on the social media. This means that the brands need to learn how to translate their advertising for this new world. What we need to understand is that memes give a digital shape to your feelings, thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. It helps you bring out in a pictorial manner what you can't express in words. It helps you reach wonderful amount of crowd. Freedom of speech and expression is an integral part of our constitution, and we cannot put a ban on such a fundamental right. Thank you.
Okay, moving on, we'll maintain 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. Moving on, we have the second speaker, that is N2, Toastmaster Shaunak, who will refute the ideas of A1, Toastmaster Anirban. Toastmaster Shaunak, the stage is all yours.
Good evening, everyone. Are the memes in the digital world so devastating that it deserves a complete ban? Neither is it such a significant problem, nor does it require such an incongruous solution. The first speaker's fallacious arguments did give me the opportunity to combat using mine. The first speaker said that memes are used mostly for trolling activities. However, more trolling and hatred is spread using comments and textual posts. Have you ever heard the quote, laughter is the best medicine? Well, it's true. Memes are one of the quickest and easiest way to incorporate humor into one's daily life and lighten burdens and inspire hopes. With the ease of sending posts on social media, memes have the capability to sending messages to people without having to use words and therefore make them inclined to spread. The dab is one of the few viral videos that created moves that people in India recognized and replicated at an enormous rate. Memes provide a platform for people to understand an idea or an opinion that they may not have heard about or considered before. Today, both newspapers and news channels use memes to ethically bridge the gap between the political dialogue and entertainment in an attempt to get people interested in important topics. For example, the editorial sections of the Times of India newspaper always has some interesting memes regarding different diverse incidents. According to our August 2016 Time article, depression in teens in the US was on the rise, and popular memes have changed to reflect that. Talking about depression online has become less of a worrisome thing and more of an open topic, a drastic change from the early 2000s humor. At the same time, the stigma behind depression has decreased within college age groups. A renowned psychologist of the American Association of Suicidology, April Foreman, says people who struggle with suicidal thoughts or depression find comfort in talking about those issues using dark humor. To conclude, it is clear that memes are beneficial and a necessity in today's media, and banning it would be the equivalent to throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Thank you.
Okay, we'll maintain 1 minute silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. We carry this debate forward, and the next speaker on stage is somebody from A2, Toastmaster Kirti, who will be refuting the ideas of speaker N1, that is Toastmaster Nisha. Toastmaster Kirti, the virtual podium is all yours.
Okay, so I heard both the speakers very patiently, and my intellectual capacity is actually not able to entertain any of your arguments. First, Amisha talks about memes of a fun or sarcasm, and in fact, your second speaker also called it the best medicine, but not if it's poisonous for somebody's life. In the real world, internet is cruel, and behind those morphed pictures and embarrassing videos, you're actually dealing with real people who are actually they have damaging consequences on these real humans. You yourself talked about Radhika Apte being trolled, and maybe for Netflix it was big business, but Radhika Apte herself came in an interview and said she was very, very embarrassed at how people are now making a mockery out of her hard work. So, and in fact, there was a model Healthy, and she happened to lose, she was a focus of these jokes on the internet about her being doing plastic surgery, and she lost her entire career. In fact, her family was affected because her career was gone. So I will call it cyberbullying. My second point is, for you, it's a freedom of speech, but for me, it might be a legitimate defense, but not if it's a copyright infringement on privacy and, publicity and privacy rights. If somebody is infringing. How can you even defend that? Whose cost are you defending it? If these celebrities actually start filing cases, to these perpetrators, I really know they will be doomed. So I think it's definitely not a valid point. And for third point, where you talked about teens and they're coming out of a depression, I think abuse has become another word of meme. I feel parents should encourage their children to be upstanders and not bystanders when they see something as negative as what is happening around the world today. So for me, I will say, I think all the parents in all the government and people who are into the technology world should come together and fight this meme business. It's really should be banned against all possible reasons you yourself mentioned. Thank you.
Okay, we'll maintain 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. Now it's already a very hot and humid day, and with fourth speakers already down, they've only added to the heat of the day. Thankfully, I'm not a judge for the day. It's going to be a tough one indeed. Moving on to the fifth speaker of the evening, Toastmaster Gaurav, N3. Toastmaster Gaurav, the stage is all yours.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, Gaurav, you're audible.
All right. Good evening, dear Toastmasters, judges, and guests. I am extremely perplexed by the enthusiasm of the opposition regarding the ban on memes. The banning of memes is an extremely first world problem. It is only people like us, the privileged lot, that have the time and effort to put into discussing such a topic when there are a million more important things: poverty, starvation, recession, corona, just to name a few. 70% of Instagram users are between the ages of 13 to 34, sharing memes regularly. Earlier, meme pages used to make money mainly through Google advertisements, videos, and cross promotions. Today, they rack up anywhere between 10 lakh rupees to 4 to 6 crore rupees in yearly turnover. Being thousands of meme pages, this reflects how memes have become a major source of revenue for platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, I carried out an experiment especially for this debate, and I tried to make a meme and post it on Instagram using the audio of a brand new song of a movie that has not come out yet. And the post was taken down within seconds. Instagram notified me saying that we are not allowed to use this audio yet for copyright issues. They are keeping a check on even people like me with followers as low as 2 to 300. So the argument of copyright infringement ends right there. Now, Jitendra Sharma is the man who runs the India famous purely meme page, Ted the Stoner. Through his page, he has facilitated the adoption of 8,500 dogs and 1,900 cats. Not just the pure breeds, I'm talking about street and indie dogs as well. He has found and made sure that these animals get caring and loving homes. You talk about the loss of life, listen to this. We talk about a man named Sammy Grinder. He is more popularly known through the Success Kid meme, where his baby picture was used. In 2015, his father needed a kidney transplant, and the 9-year-old hoped to raise $75,000 with the hashtag Success Kidney. Believe it, they raised $100,000. His father is perfectly healthy, and he is standing today. I ask you, are memes really causing more harm than good? You decide. Thank you.
We'll observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. The next speaker to take the virtual stage is Toastmaster Piyush. A3, Toastmaster Piyush, the stage is all yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, I had a very close friend in high school. He was very studious and equally good in sports. He became the victim of meme culture while it was still growing. I'm talking about high school. Somebody took his picture when he was sitting minding his own business and edited into a meme, changed this photo into a girl and with a tagline, "Mujhe ladka chahiye, I need boy." So this this particular photo got posted in a WhatsApp group, friends WhatsApp group. From there, it was not removed because it's not a social media like Instagram. And then it got circulated through various WhatsApp groups and other different kind of groups. This particular incident devastated him. He could not come out to play. He used to stay alone in the classroom for weeks because it got him, mental pressure and harassment because bullies were putting the same meme again and again to harass him. So this is not the first world problem. This is a problem which is actual for all the world: depression and bullying. And one person was speaking about the humor, quick humor. So memes are like this only, ladies and gentlemen. Few minutes to create and few seconds to consume. That makes it viral and very harmful for all the people. Thank you.
Let's observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark the ballots. Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. Moving on, we move to Toastmaster Harsh, who is the N4 speaker for the evening. N4 speaker, Toastmaster Harsh, you may begin.
Good evening, everyone. My opponent's views reinforce today's trigger-happy society that is comfortable banning or canceling anything new it doesn't fully understand. Let me explain why memes should not be banned. This generation has limited time, with its culture best captured with the quote, "I sometimes worry about my short attention span, but not for long." In this generation's hyperactive lifestyle, memes are in fact considered an art form with unparalleled reach. With so many young people being online, as Toastmaster Kirti mentioned earlier, it is more important to understand and adapt to this eccentric new way of communication. Rather, by banning memes, we might cut ourselves off from these netizens and alienate them in a society that increasingly suffers from indifference among generations. My opponent, Toastmaster Piyush, mentioned how memes are a tool to hurt people. I think it's important to demarcate memes from hate content and trolling. Memes are just another means to communicate online, while hate content is a reprehensible evil of the online world that can be in the form of comments, status updates, and even direct messaging. Can you ban them all? No. To deal with this, all major tech companies already have policies in place that regulate and monitor hate content effectively. An example is how YouTube took down one of the most liked videos about TikTok by a content creator, Carrie Minati, for being offensive. Hate, my dear opponents, is unfortunately a real world problem, and it would be myopic to think banning memes would end all hate in the world, and such a blanket ban would stifle innovation and new thinking. To address the copyright argument many of my opponents mentioned, the European Parliament voted in the new EU copyright directive, earlier called the meme ban law. This faced widespread opposition, including from the founder of the World Wide Web, Sir Tim Berners-Lee. The legal clarification later under Article 13 of the directive specially excluded memes and mentioned that people will be allowed to use bits of copyrighted protected material for the purpose of criticism, review, and parody. This has resulted in a legal precedent of how the attempt to use copyright law to justify a ban on memes completely fell flat. In fact, this toxic ban culture threatens our democracy and plays into the hands of authoritarian governments that want to tell us what to wear, what to eat, what to see, and what to think. In conclusion, we need to change our dated perception of memes and see them as they are in today's reality: a marketing tool, a source of information, a harmless coping mechanism, and even a new language. The solution is not a ban, but patient discourse and considerate understanding. After all, banning something never achieves its intended objective. In words of a former president of Mexico, prohibition did not work in the Garden of Eden. Adam ate the apple. This is why I strongly advocate against banning memes. Thank you.
We'll observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. And that brings us to the last but not the least, as they always say, the speaker for the evening, Toastmaster Naren, A4 speaker, Toastmaster Naren.
Good evening, dear guests, fellow participants, and judges. I made a meme on you. That's what you hear one fine morning when you wake up. You think that's wonderful? Or do you think that, ooh, crap, what did I do? How do I have to save myself? If the answer to that is the second, you automatically know in your subconscious that memes are inherently not a positive connotation in our society and are causing more harm than good. MEME has two me's, and unfortunately, I have to say, my dear opponents have been thinking from a really me view when they are defending memes. They do not consider the impact memes are having on others. Number one, when we say that memes are a first world problem, we don't realize that a large amounts of fake news is spread by memes. And it's the unfortunate people in the rural areas who have a Geo 4G connection but do not have sources to authentic data and news that get affected by those memes. Point number one. Point number two, I agree that bans do not work for everything, but if that was so, would the government ban people from having more than 50 people at their wedding in Corona? Would there be bans on murder? Or, in fact, if people could really self-regulate themselves so well, there would not be any need for a ban on child labor, on cocaine, and on sexual trafficking. Bans are necessary when a large group of audience you're dealing with is not mature enough to handle circumstances. And we live in a globalized world where we haven't had enough time to catch up and cope up with the implicit impacts of memes. We know if memes wasn't a big deal, why would the EU even debate it in the first place? Why would there be articles upon articles written upon meme? And Mr. Harsh, the fine print that you mentioned, the law about EU ultimately defending memes, talks about memes are acceptable when you're using images that you have copyrights for. But about 80% over memes do not have copyrights, and people are using images that they actually do not own, causing enough business and emotional trigger and tension on the people they are being made upon. I rest my case. Having said that, memes are a big threat to copyrights laws, infringement laws on intellectual property, and propagate a lot of fake news on the internet, and hence it should definitely be banned. Thank you very much.
We'll observe a 2-minute silence for the judges to complete the marking on the ballots. Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. And that brings us to the end of an insightful session, a session where two teams fought their hearts out. But yes, one wins while the other, I would not say the other would lose, but yes, the other would take back a great learning experience. Now, the fact is, please tell me if you made the same mistake, because when I was in school and this meme thing, it wasn't there in our childhood, right? It all of a sudden, we got to know something about memes. And so I had my classmates talking about memes. And the first time I read the word meme, I pronounced it as meme. And I made a joke of myself in front of my classmates. If anybody out here has actually done it, feel free to kind of admit in the chat box, because I don't want to feel I'm the only idiot in the world. So saying that, I would add Toastmaster Naren. He says he's laughing out loud. Okay, fine. So saying that, jokes apart, it was a wonderful evening. Yeah, people are actually admitting it. Some are saying I did the same mistake. So it's good that, at times people accept mistakes. And frankly speaking, when we talk about whether memes should be banned or not, I am actually confused because I love watching them, but I use the word but, I'm a teacher and these days I'm conducting online classes. So what I get to see after the classes in the WhatsApp group is that my different postures while I was teaching, and students have added comments to those postures, And when I see that, I'm like, okay, so it's good to admire memes of others, but when it's made on you, yeah, it's not harmful. End of the day, it's quite funny. It's actually the way you take it. Now, saying that, I would like to thank a few special people out here. First of all, our distinguished judges who took out time from their busy schedule and are here to actually judge the event. So I would start off with distinguished Toastmaster Satyadeep Basu to say or to share a few words with us.
Yeah, hi, Gurpreet.
Hello, Dada.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, Dada, you're audible.
Good, good. Oh, it was great. Long time judging a debate, but yeah, it felt great. A good topic for discussion. Though I am not too fond of memes, but it's okay. It's otherwise harmless. And so far as the speakers are concerned, the speakers really spoke well. A lot of research done. For some speakers, I don't want to name them. I think the audience is intelligent enough to understand. I think some of them have done really, really good researches, and almost all of them spoke really well. Only thing is, I probably feel that if you've got some time in your hand, utilize the time to the fullest. Do not give give away that advantage that you have of rebutting or refuting, or for that matter, grinding the opponent. Otherwise, if I get a chance to do so, I enjoyed this debate thoroughly, and let's see. Let's wait for the results. Thank you, Gurpreet.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Satyadeep Da. So it should have been the nation wants to know. It should have been grinding anyway. Next on stage is another distinguished Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster. 3 DTMs, my friends. Distinguished Toastmaster Ayon Pal. Sir, please share a few words.
Thank you so much, Gurpreet. I'm going to make it very short only for the first person, Anirban. Due to some issue which I cannot talk about now. So what Anirban said was very interesting. I personally love the example of talking about Shutterstock losing money due to reuse, and for setting the stage by talking about misogyny, which I think is something we don't always understand. Unfortunately, a lot of memes are misogynistic. And fortunately or unfortunately, I think more than 70% of them are. So that was very, very important. And as a part of a communication and branding team of IBM, and I'm the communication and branding specialist, I make it a point to ensure that Shutterstock is used as a license. So I completely was able to relate to that point on it. I would next like to come to Anisha. Talking about Elon Musk was a great example. That was a great quote. You talked about a worldwide social phenomenon. The example of Binod was so topical. And Radhika Apte was excellent. I personally had the opportunity of interviewing Radhika Apte, asking her a question about the Netflix meme. And I can tell you, she feels very uncomfortable when that happens. And I learned it live. Now, for every role Radhika Apte had tailored for social media. So that was a very, very nice example that you took. But I'm going to come to that a little later, the way Kirti kind of rebutted you. 100 minutes a day on social media, freedom of speech and expression being a constitutional right. Very, very well thought of points, Anisha. I thought you did very well, so congratulations. Shaunak, laughter is the best medicine. Sending messages without using words. A picture can say 1,000 words is the quote I was looking for there, but you kind of encapsulated it very well. You also talked about viral video examples, but that for me wasn't very clear. I was not sure of that example. Probably I'm a little babe in the woods when it comes to some of these memes. I loved when you talked about ethically bridging the gap between political dialogue and entertainment. Very well said. Popular memes talk of depression, making it an open topic, a very important point to raise. Stigma behind depression has decreased due to dark humor. I was not sure if that is the direct correlation, but I liked what you said because no one refuted it. Cleverly played. Conclusion, however, I felt Shaunak was a little rushed. Throwing the baby out with the bathwater was a very good example, though. Very literary. Kirti, where is she? Publicity and publicity rights, celebrities start filing cases. Radhika Apte being embarrassed is absolutely true and something that not everyone talks about. Abuse has become another word for a meme. And talking about the fact that we cannot be bystanders and we have to be an upstander was a very, very good example of how lucid you are with the language. People should come together and fight the meme business against all possible reasons. However, I felt you should have used a few more examples. Also, you could have been a little more eloquent. I found you to be a fumbling, and even though your thoughts were not jumbling, the words were tumbling. So that could have been avoided. It's someone else's phone, guys. Don't judge me yet. I'm sorry, so sorry for this. Gaurav. Gaurav talked about banning of memes being a first world problem in terms of poverty, starvation, recession, corona being other problems. But Gaurav, but we are not talking about that, right? We are talking about this point. So somewhere I thought that you kind of dug your own grave and you had other people attack you, which did happen. You talked about 70% of Instagram users, meme pages making money, 18 lakh rupees, very, very good research. Major source of revenue for Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, again, a great example. You talked about a personal example in which your post was taken down within seconds. Excellent. Copyright infringement arguments ends right there. I thought was a very, very brave statement. You talked about Jitendra Sharma, about how he felicitated the adoption of 8,500 dogs, 1,900 cats. Wow, what research. Excellent, excellent example. Sammy Grinder, whose baby peak was used to raise, I think, to increase the charity amount raised for his father. I think you mentioned about $75,000 being the required amount, and I think more than $1 lakh being raised or something. Very, very, very good. While raising the question, are memes causing more harm than good? Your conclusion, however, was a little abrupt. I think Satyadeep has already talked about this in terms of using the time effectively, so I'll not go there that much, but very well done. Piyush, personal examples of mujhe ladka chahiye. Now, the point of such examples is I never know whether you're making it up or whether it's true. So maybe that the authenticity was a little lost for me personally. Example of social media that can't be tracked could have been enunciated better. WhatsApp was a very strong example. I could have used, I think you could have used it as a tool, because what happens on WhatsApp you can't track, right? Like you use a meme on Facebook, it can be tracked down for copyright infringement. WhatsApp is like the dark web. You don't know what's happening and it can spread in a crazy manner. You also talked about this not being a first world problem. Depression and bullying are applicable for one and all. Very, very well said, very nicely rebutted. A few minutes to create and few seconds to conclude. However, ending for you, I felt was a little rushed. I would now like to come to Harsh, and I have nothing harsh for you. You talked about trigger happy society trying to ban everything. I sometimes worry about my short attention span, but not for long. Very intelligently put. You also raised the point about memes being an art form. I wished you were going to talk about Chomsky and his work, right? It was amazing. Important to adapt from this new form of communication. Let us not cut off and alienate. You talked about memes and hate content trolling being not the same, but actually different. Very interesting. You talked about it being a reprehensible evil and not just memes, but comments as well. And that was very well said. So you kind of had a very balanced attitude. Major tech companies have policies to take care of this. YouTube taking down a video of Carrie Underwood, I believe, was a great example. Blanket ban will stifle creativity. EU votes on meme ban law. Legal certification under Article 13 of the direction set to criticize, review, etc. Memes can be used. Very, very, very detailed. It almost seemed like I was hearing a lawyer speak in the Supreme Court. We need to change our dated perception of memes. It's a harmless coping mechanism, a new language. However, you said something that opened a can of worms. You said banning something never has the intended objective. And you talked about Adam and Eve as a closure. Very, very artistic, I would say you spoke. And Naren, you rebutted so well. You directly reached out to us as an example to explain why memes are not that positive. You talked about meme having two me's very intelligently put. You talked about fake news being spread by memes. You talked about unfortunate rural areas that can't authenticate data and can't really distinguish right from wrong. If bans never work, what about the corona ban of 50 people being in a gathering, child labor, cocaine, sexual trafficking? Excellent, excellent rebuttal. One of the best rebuttals, I must say. Bans are necessary when a large group of people can't self-regulate. You also mentioned when a ban is going to work, when it is not going to work. You also talked about articles that talk about memes being acceptable only when one has the copyright to it. So another lawyer coming and fighting the previous lawyer. That was very well done. 80% of images have no copyright. Another great point that you mentioned. However, I personally felt you should have not said, I rest my case, and then again come up from the grave as if you're Jesus Christ or something. So closing was smooth, well done. Overall, each and every member of the team had something positive and something negative to say. The positive seemed very positive, and the negative seemed like a logical argument. And I absolutely loved being a part of this meme fest. Thank you so much, and congratulations, each and every member.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Ayan Pal, as well as distinguished Toastmaster Satyajit Basu, for coming and sharing your views. And distinguished Toastmaster Ayan Pal, it seemed like another general evaluation session. What vivid evaluation, I must say. Perfect, to the point. Now, moving on, we have another judge with us, distinguished Toastmaster Jennifer Helen Ghosh. Ma'am, please share a few words.
All right. I do not know what few words am I going to share, because Owen has taken all the words out of my mouth. He's given me no chance to at all speak about this fantastic debate. And let me tell you, before hearing this debate, I had no clue that there could be so much of for and against the mimes. I mean, I never ever took it so seriously. I never understood the rationale behind this and how it can affect and how it cannot affect people. So I learned a lot from this debate. Each and every person has opened my eyes completely to a different journey about mime. So I've learned the positives also, I've learned the negatives also. And I am not going to say that which is correct, because I have not gone in so deeply to be able to give you that right now, in this moment, the answer. But it has made me curious to learn more about this subject. And thank you so much for opening my eyes and giving me this opportunity to become even more enlightened about this topic. Each and every one performed fabulously. I thank you all for doing so beautifully and for giving us all this opportunity to judge here on this platform. So God bless you all. Keep on rising, keep on shining.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Jennifer Helen Ghosh. Wonderful words. And thank you for, taking out time and coming here and judging the entire event. Moving on, next we have somebody from Bangladesh as the judge, distinguished Toastmaster Zahid. Sir, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much. Let me first clear out that I am a DTM for sure, but that D stands for dedicated. So I'm not yet distinguished. Anyways, so it was a pleasure actually hearing from all of you. Let me share a story with you that the first time I judged in a Toastmaster contest, I had no idea that the judges need to be anonymous. So I went to North-South University to judge the contest, and then I gave a check-in that judging, it's a pleasure judging the contestants from North-South University Toastmaster. That was the first thing I did, and I really am happy that no meme was made out of it, but it was a meme material for sure. I really enjoy memes, to be very frank. Like, even from our conferences, when we see the pictures with so many memes of made on us and the others, it's actually fun. But at the end of the day, it's important that whatever we do not go out of taste. So for me, memes are I would say it's somewhere giving me entertainment. At the same time, it can actually demoralize somebody. So just as we say in Toastmasters meeting that we cannot be saying things about sex, race, religion, we have to be making sure that we are speaking on taste. So for me, meme is something like that. If we are doing it in the right way, it's fun. If we are not able to do it in the right way, it can harm somebody. But at the end of the day, today we are not judging whether it should be banned or not banned. Today we are judging whether the logics given behind the motion was good enough. So whoever has given the logics in the best possible way, we have tried to judge them in the right way. But of course, as judges, I would have loved to be not seen and be like Mr. India, but unfortunately this time we are totally visible. So best of luck to us as well. And over to you, Toastmaster Gurpreet. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmasters Ahid, for your valuable words.
He
Now,
wants to be Mr. India.
thank you so much for being here, all the judges out here. Okay, moving on. Now, we had 4 teams in the competition. Naturally, one has to win. But then somebody rightly said, participation matters more than winning, right? So to recognize the effort put in by all the participants, we have the participation certificates, which we will be sharing on screen. So I request that particular participant to unmute and accept the certificate. Now, to hand over the certificates, the first set of certificates, I would like to call upon the president of Kolkata Toastmasters Club, the lady with an infectious smile, that lady who manages to pull crowd at Kolkata Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Shreya Goswami Ray.
Thank you, Gurpreet. I'm keeping my video off because I'm facing certain connectivity issues.
No problem,
First
Toastmaster.
of all, I'd like to
Toastmaster Shreya, you're not audible.
Yeah. And members or enthusiasts. Am I able?
Yes, it's kind of breaking, but yes, you can go ahead. It seems Toastmaster Shreya is having some connectivity issues. We have among us another district officer. Toastmaster Shreya, are you there? Okay, Toastmaster Shreya has put it in the chat box. Okay, she'll put it in the chat box. So we'll just hand it over to another district officer among us, somebody from our own club, Kolkata Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Deepak, if you could just come forward and hand over the participation certificates. Could you just unmute yourself?
Hello, buddy. So,
thank you. Please share a few words initially.
on the topic.
Oh, whatever, about the entire session.
Yeah, it was a pretty fierce battle between both the teams. And yeah, even I thought at once in the morning, like, what are the opposite team gonna say? But yeah, then I figured out that, yeah, that memes are pretty powerful, and with great power comes great responsibility. Even last Friday when I was sharing a lot of memes as a team mod in the meeting, and I created a lot of them by myself using picture of members of KTM, and it was really difficult to pick them because some of them might get offended. So I just chose between few boys, few my really close friends, because I knew that they wouldn't get offended. So yeah, it's pretty difficult task because it really influences people. So one has to have sense of what to see and laugh and move on, or where to get influenced by them.
Now that's what I call a diplomatic Toastmaster. Anyway, can we have Toastmaster Mridula to share the first set of participant certificates so that Toastmaster Deepak can hand it over to the respective participants? Toastmaster Mridula. Okay, we start off with team Toastmaster Rupesh Ji. So that was the name of the team led by Captain Toastmaster Dr. Rupesh Singh, and the first participant or first member of that team, Toastmaster Aman Shah. If you could just unmute yourself, and Toastmaster Deepak, if you could just hand him over.
Thank you. Here's your
Moving.
certificate. Thank you so much for participating, and keep participating. in other contests as well.
Moving on to the next participant, we have Toastmaster Achyut Todi. Toastmaster Achyut Todi, if you are there in the meeting, please unmute yourself. It seems Toastmaster Achyut Todi is not here. We'll pass on the certificate. Can we move ahead? Toastmaster Ayush Vedya. Toastmaster Ayush Vedya, congratulations for participating in Tug of Words. If you're there, unmute yourself, please. Okay, moving on. Toastmaster Dr. Rupesh Singh. Toastmaster Dr. Rupesh Singh. I think Toastmaster Dr. Rupesh Singh is not here. We'll pass on the certificate. Can we move on? Okay. Team Anisha. Toastmaster Anisha Agarwal. Toastmaster Anisha Agarwal. If you are here, please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Moving on. Toastmaster Gaurav Gyani. Toastmaster Gaurav Gyani.
Thank you so much.
Toastmaster Shaunath Pal.
Thank you,
Toastmaster.
KTM, for giving me this great opportunity.
Toastmaster Harsh Diwan.
Thank you, everyone.
Right. I think we can have a huge round of virtual applause. We can, I believe, unmute ourselves and clap for them rather. It's great. It takes a big heart to participate in an event like this, to come forward and express yourself. On to the next set. Toastmaster Anirban Datta. Toastmaster Anirban Datta.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gurpreet. Thank you, everyone. It was a wonderful experience for me.
Next, Toastmaster Kirti Sethia.
Thank you
Toastmaster
so much. Thank you,
Kirti
everyone.
Sethia.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Piyush Jain. Toastmaster Piyush Jain.
Thank you, everyone.
It's great to see you, Piyush, participating. Please keep participating.
Yeah, sure.
Moving on. Toastmaster Naren Agarwal, whom I proudly call my Sambit Patra.
Many
Toastmaster Naren Agarwal. Can we move ahead? Okay. Toastmaster Komal Chararia, if you are here. Toastmaster Komal Chararia.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gurpreet, Madhula, and everyone else who organized this event. I had a wonderful time participating. Thank you.
Thank you so much for participating. Okay. Toastmaster Deepak Bed. Toastmaster Deepak Bed, the meme man of Toastmasters. Toastmaster Rishi Pransukha.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rishi, for participating.
Thank you.
Next, Toastmaster Sumit Kumar. Toastmaster Sumit Kumar. Thank you so much.
Gurpreet.
Thank you so much for participating. Now, having said that, it's time to thank a few more people who have been, in the backstage, not the limelight, but without whom this entire ceremony would not have been conducted. Thank you to Vice President Education of Kolkata Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Mridula Sengupta. Thank you to the timer for the evening, Toastmaster Rahul Maheshwari. I think we can keep the applause going for them. Thank you to distinguished Toastmaster Archita Tiwari for taking care of everything, the arrangements that we required and everything, every particular. She was very particular about things. Thank you so much for ensuring that your perfection, we were able to convert it into a successful event. Thank you to the president of Kolkata Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Shreya Ghoshwami Ray, who's very supportive, and she gave us a heads up, go ahead with such a kind of competition. Thank you to Toastmaster Rohit Gupta for carrying out the entire process of promoting the event. I'm sure I'm not missing out anybody. Thank you to all the judges who have been a part of all the rounds. Thank you to the participants without whom this entire thing would not have been conducted. So let's just raise our hands in the air, enough of clapping, and let's do something weird. Okay, fine. Now, the results are finally here. Excited? Suspense. Should I create the Indian Idol suspense? And the winner is... Let's meet after a short commercial break to know who the winner is. Right. So let's not take it ahead. So I'll announce the best speaker for the evening. The best speaker for the evening is someone who has not made his presence felt at the club for quite a long time, but is a rock star. And I'm sure after this, he's going to make his appearance quite regular. Any guesses from the audience? Quick 5-second guess. Anyone, unmute yourselves. Come on.
Harsh.
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 Master Harsh.
Harsh. Indeed, the best speaker of the evening, Toastmaster Harsh. Congratulations, Toastmaster Harsh. Please unmute yourself and share a few words.
A very big thank you to everyone, especially my team members for putting up with me and like doing a really good job. And I want to thank the whole KTM executive board and especially Gurpreet for getting me involved and egging me on to participate. Thank you so much. It was a very good experience. Thank you.
Thank God. Thank you, Harsh. Thank God I literally forced you to participate. Otherwise, you would have missed on such wonderful speeches out there. Okay. Now the final, the best team, the winner, Arnab Goswami style. India wants to know. And the best team, the winning team for the evening, ladies and gentlemen, Team Negative, Negation, led by Toastmaster Anisha Agarwal. Please unmute yourself. Congratulations to the entire team. Congratulations to Team Naren as well for putting up a brilliant fight. Nobody loses. It's a victory for all. I think Toastmaster Anisha, the captain of Team Anisha, can unmute herself and share a few words.
Thank you so much, everyone. Like Gurpreet just called me ki you have to participate. I just told I won't be able to participate. Then Shreya just told me you can do it. So I just took a step that I can do it. Then I didn't know that I'll be the winner of the team, and like my team members supported me a lot, and the judges. Thank you so much.
Right. So thank you, Toastmaster Anisha. Anisha, I have just a small question. Who gave you, trouble in your team? Who was that troublemaker? No, this point is not correct. We should go with this point. Oh, your points are invalid. So is there anybody like that in your team? Because I remember doing that. Anybody in your team who actually did that? Anisha is having some network glitches. Can we have Harsh? I'm sure Harsh must have been that, troublemaker of the team. Is that Harsh?
No,
Am I right?
I mean, it was a real good team effort. I mean, everyone cooperated. There was very good discussions. We debated for like hours among ourselves just to come up with very good points. So it was a very good effort. I want to congratulate the opponent team as well. They put up a very good effort. So very good points. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Great team, Anisha. Before we kind of depart, we would also like to hear Toastmaster Naren. Naren, please share a few words.
Oh, this was fun. I thought Harsh was the best speaker. I thought he was exceptional. I actually think they did better research than us in retrospect. So they deserve to win. So I think I agree with the judges personally. But I think I was very happy and I enjoyed this experience being part of my team, and our team was a lot of fun to work together. So we had a lot of fun.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Naren.
Thank you so much.
The judges are leaving, so thank you, judges, once again. Thank you all Toastmasters and guests for making it here this evening. Congratulations to the winner. Congratulations to all the participants. And thankfully, a meme is a meme, not a meme. Good night. See you again. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Gurpreet. You were fantastic, brother.
Thank you so much.
And I shouldn't have said crap in my debate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care, everyone.
Let's follow.